Active English Pod, your daily dose of fluent English.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Active English Pod, the place where we practice real, everyday English in a way that feels totally natural. I'm Sarah. And I'm Anna. We are so thrilled you decided to join us today. We are recording from our beautiful summer beach house studio today. The sun is shining, we have iced lemonade, and we are ready for a great conversation. Yes, the ocean view is almost too distracting. But today, we are talking about something that absolutely every single human being on this planet struggles with. It is a universal experience. Oh no, I know exactly what you are going to say. Anna, have you ever looked at a very important task you needed to do, like paying a bill or sending a difficult email or studying for a test, and suddenly decided that you absolutely must organize your sock drawer right that very second? Oh my gosh, yes! Or suddenly I decide that my entire apartment needs to be deep cleaned. I will do literally anything except the one thing I actually need to do.
Exactly. And what do we always tell ourselves? We look at the time and say, oh, it's 3:15 p.m. I can't start now. I'll just wait until 4 p.m. And then 4 p.m. comes, and you say, oh, it's too late now. I'll just do it tomorrow morning when I have fresh energy. But tomorrow morning never comes. Exactly. Today, we are talking about procrastination. We are going to explore why we delay things, why we feel so guilty about it, and most importantly, how to actually stop doing it. And as always, because this is an English learning podcast, we are going to teach you the most natural, native-sounding phrases to talk about procrastination, habits, and getting things done. By the end of this episode, you will have some fantastic new vocabulary to use in your daily life. I can't wait. But before we dive in, if you are enjoying our podcast and want to continue improving your English with us, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with a friend. It truly helps us grow and keep making these lessons for you. Yes, thank you so much for hanging out with us. All right, let's get into it. Grab your iced coffee or your lemonade, and let's talk about why we delay our lives.
So, Sarah, let's start with the most basic vocabulary. When we delay something, what is the most common, natural phrase native speakers use? Because we don't usually say, I am procrastinating. It sounds very formal.
That's exactly right. Procrastinate is a great word, but in everyday conversation, native speakers almost always use the phrasal verb to put something off. Yes, to put off. Like, I've been putting off this project for weeks. Exactly. Or, don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. When you put something off, you are just delaying it. You are moving it to a later time because you don't want to deal with it right now. But why do we do that? Why do we put things off? I always thought I was just lazy or that I had terrible time management skills. That is such a common myth. A lot of psychologists now say that procrastination is actually not a time management problem at all. It is an emotion regulation problem. An emotion regulation problem? What does that mean?
It means we aren't avoiding the task itself. We are avoiding the negative emotion attached to the task. Maybe the task makes us feel confused, or bored, or anxious, or afraid of failure. We feel this sense of dread.
Oh, dread. That is such a strong, heavy word. To dread something means you feel deep anxiety or fear about something that is going to happen. Exactly. For example, I am dreading this meeting with my boss. So when you look at a big, difficult task, you feel dread. And your brain says, hey, I don't like feeling dread. If we go watch YouTube videos instead, we will feel happy right now. Right. It's our brain trying to protect us from feeling bad. It's looking for instant gratification. It wants a quick reward. Exactly. So the next time you catch yourself putting something off, don't just call yourself lazy. Ask yourself, what emotion am I trying to avoid right now?
Okay, so we avoid the negative emotion, and we put the task off. We say, I'll do it tomorrow. But what happens next? Because for me, watching YouTube videos when I should be working doesn't actually feel good. No, it doesn't. Because then we enter what I call the guilt cycle. Yes, you know you should be working, so you can't even enjoy your free time. You are just sitting there, feeling guilty. And this brings us to a fantastic, highly native idiom, to beat yourself up. Oh, write that one down, guys. To beat yourself up. It doesn't mean physical violence. It means to be incredibly critical and cruel to yourself in your own mind. Exactly. I've been really beating myself up over missing that deadline. Or, don't beat yourself up. Everyone makes mistakes. When we procrastinate, we beat ourselves up constantly. Why are you so lazy? Why can't you just focus? You are going to fail. And what happens when you beat yourself up? You feel worse. Exactly. You feel even more negative emotion. And remember what we just said? Procrastination is a reaction to negative emotion. So because you feel worse, you procrastinate even more to escape the bad feelings. Wow, it's a trap, a continuous loop. It is. And this creates another great vocabulary concept, the snowball effect. The snowball effect. Picture a tiny ball of snow rolling down a snowy hill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow and it gets bigger and faster until it's a giant boulder. Exactly. That's what happens when you put things off. It starts as one small unanswered email. Then it's 5 emails. Then it's a whole project. The stress just grows and grows. That's the snowball effect. So we have this massive snowball of stress, and we are just sitting on the couch beating ourselves up. This sounds terrible, Sarah. How do we escape? Don't worry, there is hope. There are actually some very simple, practical tricks to break out of this cycle. And the best one is called the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule? What is that? The rule has 2 parts. Part 1, if a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, you must do it immediately. Don't write it on a list, don't save it for later, just do it right then. Okay, so things like taking out the trash, replying to a quick message, washing your coffee mug. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. I love that. It prevents the snowball effect. Exactly. But part 2 is for the big, scary tasks, the ones that cause dread. If a task takes a long time, your goal is to break it down and just do the first 2 minutes of it. Oh, break it down. Another excellent phrasal verb. To break something down means to divide a large, complex problem into smaller, manageable pieces. Exactly. If you have to write a 10-page report, that is terrifying. You will put it off. So you break it down. You say, I am not going to write the report right now. I am just going to open a blank document, write the title, and save the file. That will take 2 minutes. And once you do those 2 minutes, what happens? Usually, once you start, you keep going. The hardest part of any task is simply the act of starting. Once you overcome that initial friction, you build momentum. Momentum is a great word. It's like pushing a heavy car. It's incredibly hard to get it moving, but once it is rolling, it takes much less energy to keep it going forward. Exactly. The 2-minute rule tricks your brain. You tell yourself, I'm only going to work for 2 minutes, and then I can stop. Your brain says, okay,
2 minutes isn't scary, I don't feel dread, and before you know it, you've been working for an hour. I'm definitely going to try this. So next time I'm putting off a workout, I'll just tell myself I'm only going to put on my running shoes and walk outside. And usually once I'm outside, I'll end up going for a run anyway. Exactly. It's all about tricking yourself into getting started. So, we know we shouldn't beat ourselves up, and we know we should use the 2-minute rule. But what about all the time we've already wasted? Because that's what always gets me. This is a really important point, and it actually connects back to an earlier episode we did about overthinking. Oh yes, our episode on how to stop overthinking. Right. When you overthink the past, when you obsess over the fact that you wasted all of yesterday, you drain your energy for today. So the absolute most important step to overcoming procrastination is this. You have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. That sounds simple, but it is so hard to do. It is hard, but you have to say, okay, I wasted 3 hours yesterday watching cat videos. It happened. It's in the past. Today is a clean slate. A clean slate. I love that idiom. It comes from the days when students used chalkboards or slates in school. When you wipe it clean, all the mistakes disappear, and you have a fresh, blank surface to start over. Exactly. You have to give yourself a clean slate every single morning. Native speakers also use the phrase, cut yourself some slack. Cut yourself some slack. This means to be less strict or critical with yourself, to give yourself some grace. Yes, I've been working so hard this week, I need to cut myself some slack if I want to rest on Saturday. When you forgive yourself for procrastinating, you release that negative emotion. And when the negative emotion is gone, you are finally free to take action. This is so powerful. Honestly, just realizing that procrastination isn't laziness, that it's just my brain trying to avoid stress, makes me feel so much better. I know, it changes everything. Okay, let's do a quick role play to show our listeners how they might use these phrases in a real-life situation. Let's pretend we are coworkers and we are working on a big presentation together, but I haven't done my part yet. Okay, let's do it. Hey, Sarah, do you have a second? Sure, what's up? I wanted to apologize about the presentation slides. I've really been putting them off because I felt a lot of dread about the data analysis part. I've been beating myself up about it all morning. Oh, don't beat yourself up. The data analysis is the hardest part. It's easy for that to have a snowball effect when you're working alone. Exactly. So I decided to just break it down. I'm going to use the 2-minute rule to just organize the spreadsheet right now, and I'll send you an update by noon. That sounds great. And hey, cut yourself some slack. We've all been busy this week. We have a clean slate today. Let's just get it done. Scene. Wow, look at all those phrases. We used so many. Putting it off, dread, beating myself up, snowball effect, break it down, cut yourself some slack, and clean slate. And it sounded completely natural and professional. If you use these phrases at work or with your friends, you are going to sound so incredibly fluent. So, if you are listening to this right now, here is our advice. Don't put off learning these phrases. Pick 1 or 2 from today's episode and try to use them this week. Yes! In fact, you can use the 2-minute rule right now. It takes less than 2 minutes to leave a comment down below. Tell us, what is one thing you have been putting off lately? Yes, use the vocabulary. Say, I've been putting off, or I need to break down. We want to read your comments and encourage you. We really do read every single comment, and we love seeing you guys practice. And if you found this episode helpful, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new lesson. We post fresh conversations every Thursday and Sunday to help you build your English habit. Thank you so much for joining us at the beach house today. Remember, stop beating yourself up. Give yourself a clean slate, and your English is better than you think. See you in the next one. Bye! Bye, everyone.